Yeah. I mean, you'll still have to set up the camera.
Okay.
I mean, just because you're in the video doesn't mean you get a day off.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Hey, nice to you. I'm just right here. Okay.
Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss J, your trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And today, this is the video that all of you, and by all of you, I mostly mean Kayla, have been waiting for. Because we hit 100 subscribers, we are having my Intrepid cinematographer, Angie, on my channel to finally introduce herself in front of the camera. So I have picked out a fun makeup pop culture type tag for us to do. We are going to do the geeky makeup tag. And so if you're excited to finally meet Angie because we hit 100 subscribers and hear about our geeky interests, then go ahead and stick around because we're getting into it right now. Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, mother.
Hello.
This is Angie, my cinematographer, my intrepid, weather-beaten friend who puts up with all my shenanigans and my terrible dad jokes.
Yeah.
She loves them. Mm-hmm. They're her favorite.
They sure are.
You should see her back there. She's trying not to make noise because we're filming, but every time she just rolls her eyes and shakes her head.
It happens.
It's really disrespectful. Only you can prevent workplace violence. All right, so are you ready to do the geeky makeup tag?
Yes. I'm interested in what this is.
Yes. Exactly. So we're going to make this a little bit looser. We're just going to talk about geeky stuff because people love geeky stuff. I love it. I'm the trash queen of gam.
Gams. Look at us gams.
Gams. I am the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. So we're going to do this. There's 8 questions, and we are going to answer them. Okay. And they start with number 1. Oh, I should say who this is by first. It's like I've forgotten how to do my whole job. So this was created by Alex the Alchemist. This is their tag that they originally created. But I was inspired to do this by Nerdy Girl Makeup. She hasn't posted in over a year. It was September of 2019. I went back and saw her last video again. And I just refused to let her go. I am going back through her tags. I love her tags that she did. And so I love it. We're going to do this video. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So the first question, now we can get to it, is what is your favorite fandom?
Fandom?
Fandom. And I think you can interpret that pretty broadly. So whether it's a specific franchise of things or...
See, I don't know. I don't have a lot of specific things. Mattel Barbie stuff. I don't know, old school Barbie, not newer ones, but I really like the
80s
older
Barbie.
80s and 70s.
Before she lost her tits.
He's now a lot flatter. And her waist definition has gone out, which there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah.
Clearly I was inspired.
Yes.
By 80s Barbie.
Indeed.
And Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
And mountains. Yeah.
Humongous
I think it's pretty.
Mountains.
And there's YouTubers that you like that are that aren't exactly a fandom, but
you like my specific YouTubers that I like?
Like Threadbanger, you talk about a lot.
I like Threadbanger, and unfortunately they don't put out as any videos because Corinne is off I think getting a degree in law or something, and then Rob just is, I don't know, trying to not get sick because he has a compromised immune system.
Yeah.
And then I like Simply Nailogical, Christine and Ben. Those are my main regular ones. I guess fan of those YouTubers. And Janessa J.
I do love Christine and Ben, and I talked a little bit, I'll include the link right up here, but in my video where I talked about some of my favorite non-beauty YouTubers, it might be time to do an update of that, because I actually have found a lot of new channels that I've really been loving, but I talked about the Simply Podlogical highlights. Do you listen to their podcast?
Oh, yeah.
I like the little
all the
clips.
Time.
I haven't watched a full episode, but I love the little clips, so I'm a big...
I've never seen their YouTube video of their podcast, but I listen to their podcasts weekly. They are very enjoyable to listen to because they actually present things in an educated way. They do not attack people, but they will give their opinions, especially Ben. Christine likes to kind of play it safe, but Ben will go there, so...
It's almost like we haven't had that for 4 years or so.
Yeah. And they're Canadian, so...
They're Canadian and delightful.
Yes, they're great.
Them.
And they have kitties.
They do have kitties that are adorable. That's another fandom, like crazy cat lady
crazy
fandom.
cat ladies.
There's that.
But it's not all things cat. Just because you like
just
cats,
'cause you like cats
doesn't mean you like all things cat.
I just... So
I enjoy cats. That does not mean I want to surround my house with all things cat. It might be surrounded by cat fur and 2 physical cats. But you're not going to see cat paintings and cat figurines and cat outfits. No.
I think there should be more cat things. But, so I was just going to say, my favorite fandoms, so we can put that question to rest. So I'm a big X-Men fan. I love X-Men. Yeah. I love superhero stuff. I'm super nerdy into superheroes. So I love X-Men. I love Wonder Woman. Love that the new Wonder Woman just came out. Although it was really a disservice to Cheetah. I liked the movie. I had fun. But I don't think they did enough with the Cheetah that they could have done.
My brother and his friends have a podcast, and on that, he has some friends who are really into the superheroes and stuff. And one of them said, unfortunately, because Wonder Woman 1984 was based in 1984, they are worried that those villains in that one cannot come back because they will age out in future ones. So you're like Cheetah.
Yeah.
Like, unless something happens where she becomes ageless or whatever, she can't come back in like future ones. She'll have passed away.
And it was weird, especially because they said it in the 80s, because there's been, nerd alert, there's been 4 versions of the Cheetah, and Barbara Minerva is the main one. And so since they were setting it in the 80s, they could have done either Priscilla Rich or they could have done Denise Domain, who were the first 2 Cheetahs. Okay. And then they could have saved Barbara Minerva for more of like a modern age Cheetah as a way to keep it going. But they used Barbara Minerva, and then they took away her cheetah-ness at the end. So unless they're going to have her... And she's old enough that she's got, like, several doctorates or whatever. So it's not like she can just, like, suddenly, like you said, unless she becomes ageless or something. And Maxwell Lord was, like... That was not how Maxwell Lord typically is. Like, that was the one thing that I thought was weird. If you're going to include... For all my nerds out there who know, if you know, you know. But if you're going to include Maxwell Lord, you've got to have the neck snap. That's the whole... All of Maxwell Lord builds up to...
The next snap?
Snap. Because Wonder Woman kills him in the comics.
Oh, like with
so,
the
like,
neck
that's
snap?
the thing is... Yeah, so usually, like, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they don't kill people.
Okay.
And so Wonder Woman catches him with the lasso of truth, and he says, you know the truth, I'm never going to stop. Like, I'm going to keep doing this forever until you take care of it. And so then she breaks his neck.
But then...
And it was this huge deal that someone had finally, like... that they had killed somebody.
But in this movie, so he's the one with the wishing...
With the wishing, the dream stone.
Where he wished it away so he could be with the kid again or something like that, right? Okay.
Yeah, the villains were not very well done in this movie. I liked the movie, but I still have a lot of problems with it.
It was entertaining, but I went into it not knowing any of the stuff, so...
So question number 2 is, what fandom are you just getting into?
I don't know.
Is there anything like new that you've discovered that you're like super getting into, like a new show that you're loving, or?
What show? Ghosts on HBO Max. It's a British show. That's a comedy where this woman inherits a house and she has a near-death experience and starts seeing ghosts. That's very amusing. Familiar with it?
I haven't seen it. If Patrick Swayze is not fucking me while I make pottery, I don't care.
No, Ghost is very funny.
Janessa, you endanger girl.
Envisioning him like, oh, my love, my darling.
And then Whoopi Goldberg, after she smacks down Meghan McCain, is going to be like, Janessa, you endanger girl.
I don't know. Ooh, I'm going to be very disappointed because I can't watch it this season, but... Snowpiercer, the series.
Oh,
very enjoyable. Is it 2 seasons or it's only been 1 season? I never saw the movie, but I've really liked the series with Jennifer Connelly. I've liked it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Jennifer Connelly, was she the one who played Dexter's sister?
No, she's in Labyrinth. She's
Who's
Sarah.
Jennifer? Which Jennifer is in Dexter? Jennifer Carpenter?
That sounds right.
Alexa! Who played Dexter's sister in the TV show Dexter?
I think you're right with Jennifer Carpenter.
Here's something I found on the web. According to Wikipedia.org, Dexter's sister Deborah, Jennifer Carpenter, meanwhile, has turned over a new leaf in her life and is determined to become a detective.
I don't need to know her full story, Alexa. Thank you.
She was in that one horror movie too, in her one of her first films, because she was I don't know what it was, but she was able to what's the term? Not distort her body, or what's the term when you?
Yes.
Do you how I keep going like this, but
contortion.
Contort her body.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I saw that and it was fucking creepy.
Yeah, but
so good.
I think she did that all herself. It wasn't any. But Jennifer Connelly from Labyrinth, Sarah from Labyrinth, in her older years, is now in Snowpiercer, and that's enjoyable.
So I felt like such a hipster because when Game of Thrones was coming to an end, that was like the new announcing that you're vegan, was like people being on Twitter and social media being like, I've never seen Game of Thrones. And I hadn't seen it because I just didn't fucking have HBO. So I just didn't see it. I watched clips and stuff and I would read articles about it. So I know a lot of the story. And when I was traveling, I saw the last 3 episodes. Just because I was like, I kind of know what's going on, and I have people who watch it, and I was like, it's ending, so I might as well watch it. But now I have HBO Max, so I'm watching it from the beginning.
Well, and it's nice you're watching it consecutive all these seasons, because how long would they go between seasons airing, and it'd be
I know
what happened and what the major Game of Thrones fans, I'm sure they know, and they're comparing it to books and all that, but that's not how I watched it, and it got confusing.
I don't understand how George R.R. Martin. He's creating this vast, interesting world, but there's 8 fucking names in this thing. So everything sounds the same. So there's Tullys and Tarleys, and there's a city called Marine, and then there's Mira, and then there's Melisandre and Missandei. And can't they just have different names like Baelor and Baelish and just give them different names?
Put the letters in a Scrabble thing, and he's like, which one is it going to be?
Which one is it today?
He had a limited alphabet.
Yeah, it's get it together. Give them different names. So I don't know how people keep some of that stuff straight. So I just have been giving them names.
Yeah.
So I just have been calling them, Rob Stark, I called him Boy Band because he looked like he would be in a boy band. Yeah. And then his friend Buckteeth, Euron Greyjoy. And so
and I just think of him as Lily Allen's brother. That's all. Lily Allen's brother.
Yeah, so I like it. And I'm in season 4, and I just saw where Joffrey finally died, and I was like, about time. I knew he died. I had seen that scene.
Memes and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it, but I was just
finally. What a little shit.
Because I had never seen the series, I was like, oh no, he really deserves to die. Yeah. He's really awful. Kill that bitch. He deserves to die.
I heard that actor, though, I think people were just
everybody
really
says he's so sweet.
But because people can't separate the character from the actor.
Oh yeah, on the street and stuff.
Yeah, they'd be mean to this kid. How old was he when he died? In the 14, 15
it's a teenager.
Or something?
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, he needs to go. I'm ready for him to be dead. Yeah. So that's what I'm watching, is Game of Thrones.
Have you seen, what's his, the Mandalorian actor?
I haven't. Oh, Pedro Pascal. Yes, he just got there because he showed up as a guest for the wedding.
I have to say, in Game of Thrones, he seems so hot. There's something to his character, but then when you come in, I don't know if you've watched The Mandalorian. I
haven't seen The Mandalorian yet.
I'm not saying he looks bad, but in Game of Thrones, you're like, oh, that's a hottie. But then you see him in other stuff, and you're like,
well, in Wonder Woman, he wasn't that hot.
Yeah, that too. Oh god, in Wonder Woman, he's greasy.
Part of it was that bad wig.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he's just whoa. But in Game of Thrones, there is something just that character, just he exuded hotness. But then you see him in other things. Sure, it's been a few years too.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, I thought this guy was hot.
I know I said that I liked the new Wonder Woman movie, but I do have a lot of criticisms, and one of them was Patty Jenkins, if you ever see this video, who the fuck let Pedro Pascal go to the Donald Trump Tower of Toupees? What the fuck was that hairpiece? What was that? That did, that was half the character. Was just this awful toupee.
Maybe it was, on purpose, because his character just comes off as slimy and gross.
It was
just
so bad.
Oh, you just,
maybe he's supposed to look like Donald Trump. Maybe that was, a subtle dig.
Yeah. If you think about it that way, you really are I do not like this guy, even before.
Except that, unlike the source material, he's actually somewhat redeeming at the end.
That's true.
So question number 3, I will maybe take this one first and give you some time to think about it, because this is a makeup one, and Angie, she loves to listen to me talk about makeup, but you're not much of a makeup community fan as I am.
Nowhere near.
And so, what is your favorite nerdy makeup collab? And so, I would say that for me, it is probably going to be, I haven't received it yet, but I anticipate that I'm going to love the Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. She collaborated with Kaleidos Cosmetics on the Club Nebula palette. So I think I'm going to love that, but I haven't gotten it yet. So I would say probably the Hot Topic horror palettes. I really like, they did like a Friday the 13th and a Nightmare on Elm Street, which are fun. I think I decluttered them because I decluttered a lot of my like drugstore kind of makeup and stuff, unless it was really bomb. But I do happen to have this Stranger Things palette. So I have a Stranger Things. At one point I had an It palette. So I think like the Hot Topic ones that are kind of collabs are kind of fun. Anything makeup-y related to collabs, whether it's like a product or even if it's like YouTube collabs that you've seen.
Yeah,
that you like.
That will just establish that I'm someone who really doesn't wear makeup all that much at all. As in, doesn't happen. Maybe mascara on occasion. So I'm not familiar with a whole bunch. You did gift me with a Sophia Nygaard and which that Melt or
ColourPop.
ColourPop lipsticks. So I could say that one. You know, I like Sophia Nygaard. So she had her cute lipsticks things, and they even had an impression of a bat on them. So that's a good one. So that I guess that would be the collab that I'd have the most like knowledge of because I actually own it. Other collabs, I don't really follow them, so I can't think of any offhand. I will, we'll give a, it's not a collab, but since we talked about it before, Simply Neological, she has her own Holo Taco brand. It's not a collab at all. She makes this stuff herself. Beautiful glitter nail polish. I'm not wearing it right now, but I do have unicorn skin at home. I do wear nail stuff. So
and I think that a lot of collabs with franchises are not great. I think sometimes they feel like, I mean, cash grab is something that's overused because if you know what capitalism is, everything that somebody's trying to sell you is technically a cash grab because they make shit. And they want you to give them money so they can give you the shit. Like, that's the entirety of capitalism in a nutshell. So, like, everything is a cash grab. But, like, those feel like they're just cheap, playing on nostalgia. And a lot of times the quality's not great. So, like, I much prefer, like, when geeky creators like Angelica Nyqvist or Sophia Nygaard collaborate with a brand.
Yeah.
And then it's, like, their kind of geekiness rather than here's a Mandalorian collection or here's
and then you think, too, let's say, like, quality-wise, those people having their name attached, ideally, it's going to be a product they want to use, and maybe they'll have a little say in the quality of it. I've heard tales where sometimes that's not quite the same. But, you know, let's say...
Headline, Angie is shading Jaclyn Hill.
No, I'm not. But I'm like, wait, who's she again? No, but I heard stuff about a Graveyard Girls palette.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of specifically, is Graveyard Girls.
I love you, Bunny, but yeah, that was a shit palette.
Yeah. But let's say, and I don't know anything about the Stranger Things palette, but who did this? Who did they do this with?
Probably Her Universe, or it's just, Taste Beauty.
So that's just kind of a
there are brands that kind of just do that. Like
okay, so they're paying probably the majority of the money to use the Stranger Things logos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other things that do a quick collab with someone where they're paying all this money to use this person's name or this franchise name. And so the money's all going into being able to market it with that stuff on it. Oh, pizza?
Oh, I think there's pizza!
There's pizza!
Hello?
Okay, but I was talking about something.
A lot
with
of our
collabs.
lives get interrupted by pizza. That's just the way we are.
And we're like, ooh,
pizza.
at least I have pizza. Different collabs, sometimes the quality of the product is crappier because they pay so much to put somebody's name on it.
Well, and if there's examples, the next question is, what is your least favorite nerdy makeup collab?
Why are you asking me that? I don't know. I've heard the stories.
Or like things that, like if there's like collab videos that you've watched on YouTube. You watch a little bit of beauty YouTube.
Not a lot.
You more watch like the Shane Dawson, Jeffrey,
I like the documentary.
Like the documentary.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the docu-series.
The
that was a full
infomercial.
advertisement for the product. So I can't even say I dislike that because I enjoyed watching the show. So I legitimately, I can't even think of like a collab thing that I don't like because I don't I don't know the products and stuff. So
for me, it's just anything by Ulta. Ulta has been doing a lot of these. They did it with like Marvel, with the Avengers, Infinity War, and then Black Widow, and they just don't really even try.
They just churn it out with the picture on it and know it'll sell to...
Like Ulta's, and they don't even put good pictures on it. Like the colors that they use and the way they design it, it's just terrible. They did like a Captain Marvel, and it's just... Sometimes the makeup bags look kind of cute, but like all the products, I'm just like, what? Why? Why does this exist?
Picked up a little mini palette for another friend that was a Harry Potter one, and I think it was through Sephora, not Ulta, but I'm not sure. And I had the idea, like, it was like a spur of the moment purchase, because I'm like, oh yeah, she likes Harry Potter, let's get that. And then I thought about it, I'm like, I don't even know the quality of this damn thing, but it was one of those, and she seemed to like it, but I don't even know if the colors in that one went with her skin tone. I don't know that. Where that's one of those where I'm like, oh god, I hope it's a decent one. But it was definitely, you know, like, either does Sephora have their own branding of stuff like that?
They do have their own brand, and they bring
Ulta.
in. I can't remember who did it, but yeah, there was I think there was a Harry Potter something in Sephora, but I don't remember if it was their brand or if it was something that they brought in. So, and Ulta did some Harry Potter ones, so maybe it was Ulta, because Ulta did that too.
Oh, well then maybe I got her a crappy Harry Potter.
And ColourPop does a lot of stuff. I have heard that the Mandalorian, like the child palette that they did was pretty good. I didn't pick that one up, but a lot of it's not great.
I have a feeling if I was into makeup, I'd be suckered into that crap. Because is it some of it a fairly decent price, but you're also like paying crap for crap makeup?
Yeah. A lot of it. So the next one is, what would your dream nerdy collab be?
Oh my god, I don't know for what. Makeup again? I don't know.
Well, for makeup, but you do nail
it.
stuff, so you could do like if you could have like a collab nail sticker or things. That's anything.
I don't know. I'm not as opinionated on this stuff.
I have a lot of opinions.
I know you do.
Or, like, people that you would like to see make nerdy content in videos. Like, is there anybody that you'd like to see collab?
We'll go back to the same people, and I've seen them do stuff together, but, like, my group of people that I like are Simply Nailogical, Threadbanger, and then Sophia and Tyler, and they've all done collabs together. Now, that's not making a product, that's actually doing videos together. I don't know what kind of products they do.
Christine has done some, like, Booty Guru fun, collab videos. I would love to see her collaborate do videos like that, but do it with some of the smaller YouTubers that are also, like, weird and awkward, kind of like she is. Because she was with some of these people who are, like, she just called them the beautiful people. Like, she would do, like, Tati and Manny MUA and the people who are, like, the polished beauty gurus. And it's like, I would love to see Christine with Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden. Or with, like, Teresa is Dead and Christine. I think they would be interesting. Just to see them talk about stuff. And I know that Teresa is Dead has used, like, Holo Taco stuff in some of her, and talked about it in her videos. So I think that would be fun. Like, pick some of these weird, awkward creators and put some of these interesting, instead of the super polished, like, epitome of beauty guru kind of people, pick some of the oddballs. Like, that's what I would like to see. I think that would be really fun.
Nikki tutorials. I do enjoy Nikki tutorials.
I do too.
So that would be if again, it's not necessarily them collabing on a product, but collabing on videos together. That would be cute.
Nikki tutorials could make a Barbie palette.
Oh, she could.
And it would be.
Did she put out okay, I know there was the one where she got totally screwed on the contract of Two-Faced. Has she put out a different product since then?
Yeah, the Beauty Bay.
Is that newer?
I did a review of it, which readers of JanessaJ.com would know.
I have not done any editorial work.
I know, Angie's usually my free proofreader.
I haven't done that in a while.
I haven't gotten any corrections.
I'll
in my
set
text
screenshots where I've
like circled
and comma. Do you need a comma?
Like, bitch, do you speak English? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I haven't. I've been failing on.
And sometimes I try to throw in like kid slang, like I'm trying to be hip with the kids, and she'll just be like, "I don't know what this is." Like, I don't.
Who is your base reader? Someone my age? Then maybe that shouldn't be in there.
Maybe we don't know that. We don't know. We don't know those words.
You don't appear to know how to use this, and neither do I. So just take it out.
So there's that.
I have not been good at checking that.
Now, in terms of like makeup products,
Okay.
so I'm going to link it down below. I did a Face Friday where I actually curated some Gentlemen Prefer Blondes eyeshadow quads and eyeshadow palettes. I love Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. It's my favorite movie in the entire world with Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell. And so I did put together some quads from Devinah. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked down below. And you could order your very own Gentlemen Prefer Blondes custom palette. But I would love to see Give Me Glow do a Dark Shadows palette. 2 Dark Shadows palettes. I've thought about this a little bit. I love Dark Shadows. I'm a super big fan of the old like 1960s soap opera. And so I'd love to have one palette. And Give Me Glow, I think their mattes and their shimmers and their metallics. Because I think one palette that sort of incorporates the 60s. And all of that, this big like fake mansion set where the walls like shook every time you closed a door. And so there's all these like rich browns and like olive green and kind of a mustard and this electric lime. All the women had these like lime green suits and like pale blue for all the nightgowns and stuff. And I would love like a 60s kind of look for the original series. And then something that's more saturated for the Tim Burton movie. That's like matte black and red and silver and purple and very Tim Burton. So I'd love 2 different palettes like that. I should go through their singles, and maybe that'll be an upcoming Face Friday where I go through their singles that they have and like put together a selection of this would be my put it on the to-do list.
Dark Shadows.
I didn't write anything. It's all fake. It's the magic of show business.
You didn't know because you couldn't see. They didn't write anything
You
down.
just saw me going like that.
I'm going to write something down too. Ha! Look, it's a brush.
It's the brush. Why are we like this?
Should I spray myself? I won't even be able to. Here we go. Oh, I got it in my eyes. I think I taste it too.
Next question is, who are your favorite nerdy YouTubers, beauty or not?
Well, I think I've mentioned them several times.
Yep.
Simply Nailogical, Ben and Christine, Threadbanger, Robin Corinne, and then Sophia Nygaard and Ted.
And then you were always telling me about like people who try, is it Irish people trying food or something?
Oh, there's the Try channel.
The
Yeah,
Try
the Try
channel?
channel is really enjoyable. It's Irish people who try different. A lot of times it's, I think it's mainly food. They'll try different foods from different places, and they're usually comics of some sort. They'll make some sort of comedic things.
Fun jokes.
Yeah, it reminds me
Fun
of
jokes about food.
what is it? Like VH1 used to have those videos where people would pop in.
Oh,
making
yeah.
It reminds me of that kind of humor where they'll say
Yeah.
little things.
Just little one-liners and stuff like that.
Yeah, good shout out for the Try channel.
Yeah.
And they have a wonderful accent.
I do love an
accent.
Irish accent. I do love it. Like, Scottish, I need a Rosetta Stone
You're
for
brogue.
that. Like, when they start talking and they've got a Scottish accent, I can't fucking understand. But Irish, I love it. I just fled my basement.
Even
I
though you
love it.
can't understand them, don't you like the Scottish one too?
I do kind of like
like,
the Scottish, except that
I
I'm
don't know what
mostly
you're
just
saying.
confused. With the Irish, I'm like, oh. So I would have to say, I mean, obviously Nerdy Girl, who inspired this video, I adored her channel. I'm still hoping that someday she'll decide she wants to make videos again because I really loved her makeup style. I loved all of her nerdy stuff that she was always talking about. So I am sad that she's one of the small creators that we lost. YouTube is not kind to small creators. Like they're dropping like flies, some of them. So, and she was one of the in the first vanguard to go. It was like Nerdy Girl and Makeup Struggles were like two of my first two YouTube losses, and it makes me so sad. But Audra at Home, I've talked about Audra at Home on here a lot, and she hasn't been doing the Terror Tuesdays anymore, but I love when she talks about horror movies. I have a playlist that I'll go ahead and link up here of horror-related videos that I have here on my channel. Shameless self-promotion. But I love when she talks about horror movie stuff. I think it's fun. I love when people mix beauty and horror. I think that's a lot of fun. And also Novimpia.
Novimpia is
I love Novimpia when they try different like snacks from different places.
I like when they do parodies of other YouTubers.
I love the parodies.
Those
The parodies
are
are very good. I've like gone down a Novimpia rabbit hole because they have a lot of different things. And the other day I sat and watched the entire collection of Wendigo Solutions. Olympia was this character named Olympia who worked at I at Wendigo Solutions, which is like an IT support line.
Okay.
And so then it was all about her and her relationships with the other people. So it's kind of like, is it Natalie Love that does Call Center Chronicles? It was like that, but it was her being British and like, and then she worked in this like weird storyline where she got kidnapped. And it was somebody who had been a customer. And like, it was this whole thing. There's like 30 episodes. They're each like 5 to 8 minutes long. And one day I just watched the whole playlist. I just watched the whole thing. And it's so ridiculous, and I love them. They do fun stuff.
I like their interaction, too, because I don't remember which one is which, but we'll say the bigger and smaller one.
Olympia's the bigger one, who's more, like, animated and more, like, loud and boisterous.
She's sassier, but then Nova takes it. Like, Nova is just like, okay, and then she keeps going. Yep. It's very enjoyable.
I like them a lot.
Yep.
So, yeah, they have a lot of... And then their friend Char... I like Charmaine Diamond White.
I think I've just heard the name, not seen any with.
Oh my god, she's so funny. And at one point they introduced her as, you may know her from Instagram's Instagram Live feature. And then I followed her, and that's for real, because she fucking does lives like every day. And it's like in the middle of the night there when she's like drunk and obliterated, and she's just on Instagram Live like, hello, honeys.
This reminds me of somebody's other lives that I've seen that are late at night and drunk.
Maybe.
Someone who shall remain.
So, I don't know who that could be, that mess. Hello, lovelies. I had some vodka. I can't do accents for shit. But next question. I didn't number them, so I don't know what number it is. So who cares? Immaterial. Does not matter. Is there a TV or movie character that you admire their makeup or their signature look?
God. Can I remember the name of the show? Younger, there is a character whose name I don't remember, but she is the boss, and she has amazing big jewelry and stuff. Ooh. It is that.
The show is called Younger?
Younger,
oh,
yeah.
I don't know what that show is.
It's this woman who goes and applies for a job, and I think she lies about her age. And then it's like she's an editor or something for some book company.
Oh, that sounds super
And it
familiar.
has Hilary Duff in it. Editor.
Alexa, nobody's talking to you.
Sorry. I thought I heard my name.
No.
Nobody's talking to you.
I don't even think anything was said close to
No, I don't know what it would be. She just turns on sometimes. She's fucking listening.
I know.
It's creepy.
The boss, the woman who plays the boss, has just like the style of her look is just great because she wears these big chunk-a-dunk jewelry pieces that are just so cool. You should really
I love it.
look it up. That's the first one that pops to mind. I'm sure there are other ones where I just thoroughly like the look, but that one is the first one that just came to mind because it was just like these crazy pieces that are just so amusing.
So the one that I love that also simultaneously infuriates me is the original movie Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. The drag show that they put on in Alice Springs is mesmerizing, but it's not real. Like, that's not... So here's the thing. Let me just get this out of the way, and then we'll get to the fun part. If you have only ever seen Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and then you come to a drag show and you expect it to look like that, fuck you. That's not possible. Where they like go around a corner and then they suddenly have entirely different makeup looks on. That's not possible. Like, that doesn't happen. That show that they showed does not exist. But those costumes, the ostrich with those big fucking bird heads. Oh my god. I died.
I haven't seen that in quite a while, but wasn't there an outfit, was it either the hair or the outfit that was like plastic tubing?
Well, there was one where she had a dress that was all made out of flip-flops. And then she had like she had an acrylic, she had like bits of, I think it was like a foam wig like that where it was like tubes of
maybe
things
that's the one.
with the flip-flop dress.
Okay, I remember the flip-flop because I feel we could easily recreate that one, right?
Oh yeah,
that
would be super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd need a lot of flip-flops. I could open a Foot Locker with the number of flip-flops I need for these titties.
So many flip-flops.
So many flip-flops. But yeah, but I love them, and I love they're iconic and they're beautiful. I became obsessed with blue lipstick because of that movie. Mm-hmm. When they do that bird thing. And then, like, the weird lizard where they've got the pop-up collars. Oh my god. And then they have the like Marie Antoinette and they've got light up shit in their wigs. And I'm just like, it's wonderful. But people I've run into, and now that the movie is a little bit older and people haven't seen it, but there are some people who would see that movie and come to drag shows and be like, well, it wasn't as good as Priscilla. And I was like, fuck you in the ear hole.
Yeah.
That is not possible. Like, how can you not tell that that's not setting a realistic expectation?
Don't you travel
magic.
down the highway in full makeup on top of a bus in a big high heeled shoe in the deserts of Australia?
I was going to say, we live in North Dakota, so
I guess you're
half the year I would die.
in a big parka. And
In a
instead
parka.
instead of that flowing cape, it would just be a humongous scarf.
And now we could
Like
recreate
a-
the
like
like
a-
Bernie meme. Like I could do a drag version of Bernie on top of the bus
Yeah, you'd
with
be
the
like
mittens,
that.
but with like silk
the
flowing
big hair.
and the big hair and a mask. That would be great.
Oh.
All right. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. And then the last question is, this is a little bit hipstery the way it was written. So it was like, give us a niche recommendation, something you think not a lot of people know about or whatever. It's like, okay, hipster, sit down. But like just a recommendation of something that you think is really good that people should watch that isn't as appreciated as it could be. So like shows or movies or music or...
Well, music. People should go out and listen to December's Children.
Oh.
They're a lovely local band, but I'm sure they're on, I don't know, the different music download thingies.
Yes. And Angie is not just saying that because she's sleeping with one of the band members.
No!
I also
No!
appreciate them, and I have not slept with any of the band members. And I've slept with a lot of band members in my time. So that's a seal of approval. I didn't even have to
You didn't
sleep
have
with
to.
them to enjoy them.
This is the kind of thing. I've had friends come and see them perform, and they're like, oh, they really are good.
They really are good.
Because when you're like, come see my boyfriend's band, they're like, let's show a little support.
Yeah.
And then they're actually surprised that they really are good.
Like, December's Children, you can actually watch a full show. Like, they're actually good.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny, though, that I've had more than one friend actually say, like, oh, they're actually good. Like, dude.
And sometimes they do covers of Taylor Swift songs,
They
which
have,
I enjoy.
yes.
I mean, I enjoy all of it, but I especially enjoy some Swiftie.
Jason has learned to appreciate Taylor's writing. It's because of Jason that they do the Taylor
Aw,
Swift songs.
I like it. Except that she's trying to show everybody that you can be active and, like, quarantine. It doesn't mean that, like, the world is over. But she needs to slow the fuck down, because she put out a second album now, like, 7 or 8 months after the last album.
Oh, really?
And it was bad. So... long story short, we're not going to get into it here. That's a whole other story time we could do. But I decided at some point that I, like, maybe wanted to try some mind-altering substances. And I was listening to that Taylor Swift album, and I felt like I got trapped in the same song for 6 hours. Like, I was like, what is happening? Like, is this purgatory? Like, what is going on?
Taylor Swift!
And it was just, like, the first couple songs, and then the rest of it just was all the same. And I was like, girl, maybe let those cook a little bit longer. I just looked at it, and I don't remember it.
See, you got to think about stuff. I
So-
was just hearing all of these questions for the first time today.
That's right. I know I've had time to think, and I even wrote answers.
Yeah.
Because I cheat. So, Wicked. Now, here's the thing. You're going to be like, oh my god, everybody knows about Wicked. Everybody knows about Wicked. Everybody knows about the fucking musical Wicked. And don't get me wrong, I do love the music from Wicked. I think people should read the fucking books, because Wicked, while it's good, the musical barely looks like the novels. And that's only the first novel. There's like 4 or 5 novels in the series, and they are so good. They are so well done. There's so many nods to both, like, the movie, like the original Wizard of Oz movie, and to the original Baum books. There's all this stuff that's in there, and there's all this, like, political intrigue and social commentary, and it's so good. So I think that people should read the Wicked series by Gregory Maguire. You might know the musical, but, like, and it's great. I love it. I love Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. I love the whole thing, but it's not the same. It's not the same story. They changed so much of the story to, like, make it into a musical.
Well, I'm going to come in and jump in with a suggestion. I am a big fan of Calamity Ware. Calamity Ware are bowls and plates and stuff by this artist whose name I do not remember, but
I'll put it on screen.
Yeah, put it on screen. But Calamity Ware, they look like those traditional, like, plates and porcelain that have the blue, they're the white with the blue patterns, but instead of like old style, I don't know, are they like people or windmills? They have
I
like,
think it's Dutch.
yeah, something like that. There's a specific name for it too, I don't remember. But instead of that kind of look, they have like robots and poodles and just one of the things I have is like they're like monkey musicians. Just kind of fun, where at first glance it looks like these traditional plates, and then you're like, wait a minute, his name is Don something, I think, but Calamitywear. That's something people need to know about.
Yeah.
See, I would have these people's names written down too if I had gotten some heads up.
That's not how we run.
That's how it works. Hi, my name is Janessa, and I'm going to be the smart one, and here are a whole bunch of idiot guests.
We have to keep reviewing this every time there's a guest. I am the Johnny Carson. You are the Ed McMahon.
Hello!
Hello! So, that's another thing that I think you should check out on Facebook is Beautiful Eccentric.
Yeah.
Who is this artist who, I mean, sometimes she's got a bad attitude, but she makes some pretty good artwork. She painted my Michael Myers mask. So if you go to my website and go to the photo galleries, there is a gender-bent horror icons video of me as a female Michael Myers with a mask that's got like mascara running and smeared lipstick. She did kind of a divine punk Jason Voorhees, the hockey mask, and kind of a Betty Boop Art Deco looking Scream mask. So lots of fun things. She's made some jewelry pieces for me. And that would be...
That's me!
me! It's Angie.
I just share some things on Beautiful Eccentric.
And
like
you can see her
current
cats.
projects, yeah.
Current projects, different things. She does all different kinds of artwork. You never know what she's going to be up to.
It's just stuff that I'm working on at the time. It's usually just for me or friends. I don't make stuff and sell it like I should.
Maybe someday.
Every once in a while.
It's only been like 7 years, but someday we're going to melt some glass. It's going to happen.
We are.
All right. Well, thanks for being on my channel.
Not a problem.
And I'm sure we'll see her again. It'll be great. All right. So don't forget to leave us a comment down below. Let me know what other kinds of videos you would like to see Angie appear in the future. Maybe some challenge videos?
I'd be up for a challenge.
Yeah, it'll be good.
You need to utilize this non-makeup wearing
person. That's right. So don't forget to leave us a comment down below and let us know what kind of videos you'd like to see. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. It's engagement either way. The algorithm isn't picky, and neither are we. While you're down there, don't forget you can subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified of all future uploads. I upload at least once a week.
At least!
At least! Usually on Tuesdays, and sometimes I have a bonus video for you. Ooh, saucy.
Very saucy.
Very saucy. Down below, if you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate in between uploads, all of my social media, and I'll include Angie's social media as well, will be down there, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being on my channel.
You're welcome. Thanks you. Thanks you. Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
me.
I thanks you.
I thanks me too. All right. Bye.
Bye.